Hi Taurus, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you a tarot reading for your next 48 hours. Thank you so much for joining me. And I do want to remind you, as always, this is general, so just take what resonates. Keep in mind that whenever you find this video, whenever you stumble upon it or feel guided to it, it's meant for your next, to pertain to your next 48 hours, not just when I post it, okay? But thank you in advance for your likes, comments, and subscriptions if you haven't done so already. Join this Taurus tribe. Now, the message I received for you, everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. That it does. And so we're going to keep it simple by pulling some tarot from the Mystic Mondays deck. Let's see what we get for you, or for us, since I have Taurus in my chart. For Taurus, the next 48 hours. We've got the Four of Pentacles coming out in reverse. And so I truly feel like the next 48 hours are going to make you realize why something feels out of your hands, why you feel as if you have a lack of control in a situation, or why it feels inevitable to move towards something new, okay? They're saying letting go is healthy. The energy could feel a little bit awkward in the next 48 hours, or just very still in certain ways but anxious in others, and I feel like that's outside of you, but also you're very motivated but just very burnt out all the meanwhile, with the Judgment card coming out as well. Feeling as if in the midst of this lack of control, or things feeling quite inevitable in a lot of ways, you're feeling very honest but very boxed in one big way, okay? Some of you more than one way, but it could just be a situation where, once again, you feel as if you can't change it just yet, right? But you know it's going to happen soon. Doing your research, planning, becoming quite clear and solidifying in one's mind as to what you desire, and kind of how to go about it when the time is right. But there might be a contract or a timeline just keeping you stuck, or just where you're at for longer than you may want to, okay? Try to enjoy where you're at. Again, it's a 48-hour period that reminds you, potentially even longer than the 48 hours, that everything truly happens for a reason. Whether you were sent back to a specific situation, specific somebody, whether people feel inclined to and sort of guided back to you in a lot of ways, it may feel like the past has a huge relevance for you in the next 2 days, okay? Closing of a chapter is now what I'm getting. Interesting. And I feel like with the Strength card coming out, being pushed to recognize how truly strong you are and to strut your stuff in the next 48 hours. You're going to find a level of confidence when it comes to your looks, when it comes to your personality, when it comes to the work you're accomplishing. It just feels like you may not be fully confident in accomplishing a goal moving forward that would leave you feeling less boxed in, okay, or less tied to the past. But I just feel as if you need to recognize that the universe is on your side and you will accomplish what's meant for you, always, period, okay? Even if it takes a little bit longer than you expect, or you just will need to manifest it when you truly need it the most, okay? I hope that resonates. But with the Two of Pentacles and the Star here, you are going through a bit of a balancing act, accomplishing work. I feel like doing chores, running around, keeping oneself in shape, or just implementing self-care. And all the meanwhile, taking care of oneself, right? Focusing on your accomplishments at hand rather than too much on the future is going to help you keep the hope alive and recognize that what you put your Taurus hands on will, they're saying, turn to gold, or will simply manifest, become successful in a lot of ways. And you need to truly embody that energy, that power from within you at this time. Let it exude towards whatever you work towards, right? Whatever you decide to build, develop, and create in your life, okay? With the Eight of Cups, a true focus on doing what's right for you, period. And you'll realize down the line, other people will as well, that you're on the right path. They're just going through a detour towards something better for oneself, okay? With the Page of Swords, it may feel like in the next 48 hours you can't help but do research on what you want and what you desire. You may find that you're learning more about what it is you, excuse me, what it is that makes you truly strong, what makes you more confident, and even what it is you want to move towards once again, right? Certain details you don't expect to acquire or to learn about to become a parent do, or you absorb in one way, shape, or form. I need to have patience when it comes to what takes place in the next 48 hours. Certain weird spiritual occurrences, I feel like for a lot of you Taurans out there, I feel as if you're going to be pushed to think about your childhood with this swing, maybe seeing orbs and other spiritual activity like that. But I feel like there's a level of motivation to just power through to get done what you need to quicker rather than delaying it. But all the meanwhile, don't feel rushed, okay? It could be the energy in one way, shape, or form around you, even though I feel like some people around you feel very, they're saying chillaxed, very calm, but it could just be this sort of calm but anxious energy around you, okay? So just try to cleanse your energy and pace oneself, but don't feel the need to do it quicker and don't feel the need to delay it to switch to that way of mindset and way of being. Find that nice middle ground. I hope that makes sense. All right, have patience with what you want to go after as well. Everything happens for a reason, but everything happens when it's meant to. That will be another big reminder within this next 48-hour period for you. Princess of Cups and the Devil. Feeling this hint of emotion come over you for one reason or another. I feel like you're going through a lot behind closed doors, behind the scenes. It just feels like people don't fully get what you go through. Some do to an extent, but it feels like there's just a focus on what's going on up in your Taurus mind, the wheels churning. Don't allow oneself to be your own worst enemy, okay? There's a potential you could overthink late at night or just in times of slight stress, okay? You could also find your spirituality stresses you out a lot in the next couple days, okay? Regardless of what time of the day that happens or even in the middle of the night. But you'll find that with the Princess of Cups, you're pushed to recognize that those emotions can teach you something, okay? You pushing oneself to recognize why you're overly focusing on something or why you so badly want to leave a situation behind or both. And therefore remotivating oneself or just recognizing that when you truly as a Taurus desire something that badly, you can somewhat hinder yourself by over focusing on it, over stressing, and even overworking oneself up until that point. But you really notice or will notice or remember in the next 48-hour period that when you desire something that badly, it just ends up happening. You manifest it without even meaning to, or even purposely for some of you, because you just have that hard working ethic, that motivation, right? You desire it so badly that it comes to being. You just buckle down and say, well, whatever I have to do, I'll do, right? And I feel like you're even thinking about it for some of you so far ahead that it will feel, they're saying important, but it will just feel impossible not to acquire it, okay? I feel like that was negative wording, but somebody could be trying to make you doubt what you're going after or how you're going about it, or if it's ever going to come to be once again, but you are going to achieve what you want, period, okay? They're saying the power of a Taurus. Six of Pentacles, all right? A lift in your mood, you're interesting. A lift in your motivation at certain points when you feel it dipping, to just keep that chin held higher, lift it back up in the air, and again, strut towards what you deserve, accomplish what you need to, and then rest, right? And again, don't feel rushed all the meanwhile, but don't lose that motivation. There's a level of peace that comes over you at certain points. There's something to learn. Certain weird sensations, you might find a ringing in your ear at certain points. It's not people talking about you. It's spirit reminding you they're present. You're going to find that meditation is something you should re-implement or just stick with if you already have a routine set in place. You're going to find that gifts of abundance come in the next couple of days in the form of clientele, customers, if that's relevant to you. A little bit of money to help you feel better. And all the meanwhile, even if at times things feel a bit feisty or a bit demanding in the air, just for one reason or another, you're going to find that you are purposely supposed to recognize where you're feeling stuck, right? Even if it once felt familiar or just even still does to an extent, or felt refreshing to an extent. And it might still, again, feel a little bit refreshing, but it still is purposeful for you in the next 48 hours to recognize that moving on to something bigger and better could definitely benefit you. And again, whatever you desire is yours. And certain conflict, difficulties, right, will help you remember why you're a more peaceful sort of, I go at my own pace kind of individual, and why you want to move towards something in the future, period. It also will just remind you of a rough past that you've had, certain difficult chapters or one big one, as I feel like a lot's coming at you, but in certain criticism, if you will, a lot of advice in one way, shape, or form from what feels like one, if not two people. But also, I do see a lot of compliments and praise coming towards you for the work you've been putting in. And that I don't see stopping. But again, everything does happen for a reason, even certain tower moments that you predict, desire, and plan to manifest moving forward, which reminds you of the tower moments from the past that felt inevitable or just meant to be, okay? So take this next 48 hours with a grain of salt and recognize that things are changing for the better for oneself, okay? So I hope this was truly helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already as I struggle. Go have yourself an amazing next 48-hour period, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Taurus.